Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever been so excited about an idea that you jump straight into building it, only to realize nobody cares? Yeah, me too. In fact, that's exactly the reason why I got rejected from Antler last year. I am on my second interview pitching about my genius idea, and I was talking about everything, the features, about the solutions, about the code, but I never told them what's the actual problem here. When we're in the corporate job, our main motto is about finding solutions and fixing problems. But when you're going to build your SaaS, the main point is about the problem. Imagine you're going to a doctor appointment, you sit down, and the first thing the doctor do is to give you a prescription and say, bye. That's exactly what most of the early founders have. They build the idea, they invest a lot of time in the idea, into the solution, but little to no time to the problem. There is actually a problem here. How many people need this? How people are facing the problem? And if you try to build a solution just because you think it will help, that's exactly the doctor giving you a prescription without even asking you, because he will think it will help. They get fixated into the idea, concept, and in the solution, but they don't try to understand the real problem. And exactly as the doctor, startup should try to ask the patient, which your users, what do they think about the problem and how can you help them to fix the problem. So here are 4 steps I now use to validate my startup ideas, but also to validate the problem for my solution. The first one, there are competitors. If there are competitors, there is market fit. And if there is market fit, it means no company is perfect. And if there is market fit, it's a very good indicative that it works. But the most important, which will be your unique selling proposition? You need to work on the inefficiencies of your competitors. Only then you will be able to compete. The second, ask, listen, and repeat. Whatever your ideal customer persona is, you need to go out there and ask them. Interviews, chat on forums, and try to really understand about the problem and their perspective about the problem. Otherwise, it would just be like my Bill Notify, an expense tracker that I've built. And I told my partner, it sounds like a good idea. And then she said, yeah, exactly. And then after I built it, she just used once and that's it. The third, why should they care? Let's say you're trying to build a note-taking app. Your main competitor is Notion. How are you going to make paid and unpaid users that are very satisfied and already use Notion for a long time, have their whole lives in Notion already, migrate to your app? And that's a very specific point because you need to have a very strong unique selling proposition that would make users migrate from Notion to your app. If there's no strong reason, it's a friction, and people hate friction. Everyone uses what works. And if it works, they won't change it unless they see a real benefit in it. The fourth, avoid the tar pit ideas. Ideas like a social network, they often hide deep complexities and limited real demand. This means you could end up pouring a lot of time and effort and not move much. Why the timing would be so perfect for this idea to happen? Look, I know from my personal experience, this is overwhelming, but slowly but surely you will understand. And the more you fail, the more you learn.